Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is a speaking test of International English Language Testing System taking place on Wednesday, 29th August 2024 at MedCity International Academy, Kochi. The center number is TZ01. The candidate is Maya Roy and the candidate number is MR2255. The examiner is Farhan Muhammad and the examiner number is 859021. So, may I know your full name, please?
My name is Maria Roy.
So, how may I address you?
You can call me Maria.
Can I see your identification card?
Yeah, sure. Here it is.
Okay. Where is your hometown?
So I'm coming from Kannur. It is situated in the northern part of Kerala. The place is often referred to as the city of looms and lures because of its flourishing handloom industry and also because of a folk art called Theyyam.
How long have you been living there?
I was born and brought up in a particular place called Ielts and I have been living there since my birth.
Do you like living there?
Yes, I do prefer living there because all the cherishable memories of my childhood are associated with my hometown, and my hometown has played a very significant role in my personal and educational growth as well.
Did your friends also grow up in the same place as you?
Yes, most of my friends also grew up in the same place as mine.
Do you think you will continue living there for a long time?
Yes, I hope so. After I've completed my higher studies in psychology abroad, I'm planning to move back to my hometown and settle there.
Do you work or study?
I'm a student and have completed my graduation in psychology recently. The subject is all about studying a person's mind and their behavior, and it also explores how a person thinks, feels, and acts in different situations.
Okay, let's move to the part one of speaking. So I'll be asking questions about car trips. So do you like to travel by car?
Well, that depends on the circumstances, but I overall prefer car over any other means of transportation because I feel car offers you the freedom to travel and explore places at our own pace.
Okay, so when do you travel by car?
One common scenario in which I travel by car is when I make plans for road trips along with my family and friends. And I feel car can be considered as a safer option when there are many members.
So where is the farthest place you ever traveled by car?
The farthest place that I have traveled by car is to Goa a few months back, and it was about 500 kilometers from Kannur. It was an unforgettable journey because I could experience the thrill of long distance road trips.
So do you like to sit in the back or front, like while traveling?
When it comes to traveling by car, I prefer sitting in the front seat because I feel it provides the better view of the road ahead, and I feel the road trips will be even more delightful.
Now I'll be asking you questions about clothes and fashion. So are you very interested in fashion and clothes?
Yeah, I am quite interested in fashion clothes, but at the same time, I really do not prefer following each and every trend. But I would say I prefer wearing clothes that are more comfortable and the clothes that make me feel good about myself.
So what kind of clothes do you usually wear?
I wear clothes depending upon the circumstances, sometimes even my mood and even the weather. But I prefer wearing kurtis and frocks often because I feel I look more elegant and classy in it.
So would you say clothes are expensive in your country?
I think Indian markets do accommodate both the classes, and the cost can vary depending on factors such as the quality, the brand, or even sometimes the place from where you have purchased the product. And I feel urban areas offer clothes at even more higher prices when compared to rural areas because of their expensive lifestyle.
So how often do you go for shopping?
Shop for me, shopping it takes a lot of time because I feel it's very difficult to find the desired outfit. So I do not prefer going for shopping that often. But if you would ask me about a number, I would say probably 2 or 3 times a year.
So how often do you buy clothes online?
I really like my wardrobe to be filled with a lot many clothes, and as I mentioned earlier, shopping is a very hectic task for me. So I would prefer buying clothes online, and so on an average, I would buy clothes about almost every month.
Okay, let's move on to the part two of speaking. Describe an exciting book that you enjoy reading. You should say when you read it, what kind of book it is, what it's about, and explain why you think it's exciting. So here's your prompt card. You have 1 minute to prepare, and you can make notes if you wish to do so. And here's your paper for that, and your pencil. So your preparation time starts now. That's the end of your 1 minute preparation time. You have 2 minutes to speak on the topic, and I will stop you when the time's up. Okay, you can start speaking now.
Okay, so basically, I was a person who was not very fond of reading. It was when a friend of mine had recommended me some works of Agatha Christie. So, Agatha Christie is often referred to as the queen of mystery. She's a prolific writer in English literature, and she's very well known for her crime and thriller works. So, a few weeks back, I read a novel of hers titled as And Then They Were None. It comes under the genre of mystery, and the story revolves around 10 strangers who are invited to a secluded island under different pretext. Upon their arrival, they discover that their host is not there. And during the dinner time, they hear a gramophone recording which accuses each one of them about a past crime that they have committed and they were not punished for. One by one, each one of them are killed in different situations, and which it matches the pattern of a nursery rhyme that is hung in everybody's room. So because of which all of them, all these strangers, they begin to get very scared and frightened. They even tend to be very paranoid, and they grow suspicious of each other. So they decide to find out who the murderer is before it gets too late. But towards the end of the story, all the 10 of them are killed, and it turns out to be that one among them had planned all the event which occurred because he wanted to bring justice to others. So basically, I would say this story was very exciting because of the way the author combined elements of mystery, suspense, and psychological tension in a very unique manner. And I would even say the story was very intriguing because of the way the author had built the suspense. It was very carefully done. And as a reader, I would say the non-linear storytelling was very captivating, and at the same time a thing that has to be mentioned is about the way the author had displayed each characters and put these characters to life. After reading a few pages, I got to know, I got very familiarized with the characters and how they would act in different situations. So I would say this
All
was very
right, that's the end of your speaking time.
okay.
So let's move on to part 3 of speaking. So, do you prefer books or movies?
I would prefer books over movies because I would say books have a capacity to provide us with more knowledge and information. But on the other hand, movies are a little more spoon fed and they even lack the space for imagination.
Hmm. Do you think it's important to read the book before watching the movie version of it?
I would say it's not, and it could be considered as a subjective thing. If a person reads the book before watching the movie, then he can get an overall idea about the happenings in the story. But if the person watches the movie, he can experience the at most essence of the story. And I would say I would prefer reading the book more because I really want to know about the backstory of the whole plot.
So, what kind of books do Indian people like to read?
That's a very tricky question, and I feel I'm not the person to answer it. But I would say romantic genre is considered by most of them because there was this particular trend of Chetan Bhagat's book among teenagers, and it has been replaced by Ravinder Singh's book recently. And although there has been a change in the author preferences, still people prefer reading romantic genre books.
Why do you believe teenagers prefer romantic genre books?
I believe that teenagers prefer to read romantic genre books because they're more curious to know more about relationships and emotions as they grow older. And these books help them to understand more about love, friendship, and complexities of human connections. And while reading these books, they can also. It is thought to be an escape into a different world where they can imagine themselves in exciting and idealized relationships. And in addition to that, I would also say that these novels, they offer a lot of comfort and entertainment by because because teenagers can relate to whatever they're experiencing in their adolescent period.
So, do you think people need to develop the habit of reading?
Definitely, yes. People should allocate some of their time to reading because I feel, as I mentioned earlier, reading provides us with a lot of information and knowledge. It even helps the person to get more enlightened. And at the same time, I feel reading, it opens door to a lot of new words, new vocabulary, which can help people enhance their communication skills as well.
How do you think reading helps people to get enlightened?
Books often provide us with a lot of knowledge and shares experiences in a well organized manner. And books they cover a wide range of topics from research and facts to stories and ideas. And we can also learn more about different cultures, histories, and subjects, which gives us a better understanding about our world. And besides all of this, books also tend to simplify complex terms, which encourages us to think critically, and we can also form our own opinions from it. And I would say overall, books could be considered as a very valuable resource because it helps in learning and our personal development.
Do you think reading books can make a person happy?
Yes, they can, and it even depends on the type of book the person is reading. Like there are a few genres like feel-good comedy books, which can uplift a person's mood. For instance, if I feel very low, I prefer reading a book called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, which is written by Jeff Kinney, who is very famous for his comic works.
All right, that's the end of your speaking test. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
MedCity International Academy. Trusted hands forever.